Here at Lakeside, Heat 1, Round 5, the Shell Championship. John Bowe, Glenn Seaton, off they go from the front. In behind them, you can see Dick Johnson just a little tardy at the start there. Peter Brock's made a great start. Down they come side by side. It is going to be quite a tussle into the first corner. Who's going to win out? Yes, John Bowe has done it. Peter Brock has slotted into second spot in front of Glenn Seaton. Then Alan Jones, Dick Johnson, Thomas Muzera in behind them, and they've all got through safely in that first corner. As so often happens here, Wilco, a tremendous tyre battle ahead of us. These guys have gone for all sorts of different compounds and constructions to try and combat the high tyre wear here at Lakeside. Should be fascinating as the races unfold.
That was a good start by Brocky, right up there in second spot already. He'll be very, very pleased with that. Dick Johnson got a lot of wheel spin off the line, and it hurt him getting into the first corner, but he's still well placed there in fifth spot.
John Bowe leads them through onto the main straight for the first time. Peter Brock close behind as they come across the start-finish line. There's Alan Grice, very competitive running, qualifying, 8th fastest man here, and set to do great progress through this race. They come across the start-finish line after one lap, and it's John Bowe in control, ahead of Peter Brock. And Bowe, this will be the telling, I think, a calculated risk, you could say, Alan, on tyres here today. Let's hope that the tyres hang in for the full distance.
Well, I think this is the toughest of all the circuits on tyres, isn't it?
Sure is.
It is tough, Gary, and 39 laps around here is very, very demanding on the tyres. The swing from left to right, it's tremendously hard on the sidewalls of the tyres. They just turn to marshmallow very, very quickly. But looking here from Dunlop Race Cam on board with Dick Johnson up to the top of the circuit.
Oh, we've had three gone in over the top part of the track. That's just under the Dunlop Bridge.
That's Heffernan and the Price Attack Commodore.
Phil Ward, I think, in the Nokia car. And just sticking out there front there, David Attard in the Alcar entry as well. There may be even more cars involved.
Yellow flag's up. Green flag saying okay from this boy's point of view.
Attard gets out and
falls out.
Paul Romano, who may... No, that's another part of the track. He's okay as well. But those cars parked in a precarious part of the track. The yellow flags will be waving furiously. The race continues. John Bowe in control. Peter Brock in second. First, the Peter Jackson cars in third as they come past the crash site right now.
Well, John Bowe has obviously made the right tyre choice at this moment, but of course that might tend to change as the race unfolds.
All of these fellows have to settle down very quickly, Gary, and if they don't get into their rhythm and their nursing rhythm, because 39 laps around here, there isn't a tyre made in the world that can be just hammered into the ground lap after lap. They'll have to be a little bit careful with them.
We're certainly watching John Bowe's progress. Right behind him, Peter Brock on what he calls the bedrock specials. Very, very hard Bridgestone tyres, the hardest he can get on the car, and he's convinced that it's going to be very tough around here today.
Which means that Bowe's really got to make a break on Brock to get away. Otherwise, when these tyres of Brock's come into play, he's going to start bridging the gap. Let's see the Prang again. Oh, look, they've gone every which way here. There were four cars in... Oh, no, Romano missed it as he went through. So that was good luck for him, but the other three have all ended up there in the wall on the left. There have been a couple of bad Prangs there over the years here at Lakeside.
They've got a little bit out of shape on the back straight, and there isn't enough room for four cars to make that kind of an exit. Here we go. John Bowe down into Hungary, up the hill towards the top of the circuit. A tricky little right-hand horseshoe. You just have to settle the car, get her in the right spot. Now gun it. Down the hill here. He'll be flat. Position it for this right-hander.
He's certainly flat, Alan. He's just gone under the lap record, set a new lap record of 52.131. So John Bowe really on fire here in the opening laps of this contest.
Larry Perkins being counted back there by Mark Scaife. The Winfield and Castrol cars running almost in tandem back in positions 8, 9 and 10.
Yes, a lot of drivers realizing that 39 laps around here is almost an endurance lap. I would venture to say they'd rather do 33 laps around Bathurst as a gas segment. This is going to be tough.
What you're saying is that Larry Perkins and Mark Scaife are quite happy to be where they are at this moment.
I think they're just getting themselves psyched into the long-distance event here today.
There's Paul Romano in the pits, the privateer running on just a shoestring budget.
Copped some damage, obviously, in that little tangle. We was lucky to avoid worse.
Oh, that's a shame. He's out of the race, and Romano.
At least he'll run in Heat 2, which the others won't.
Yep.
Lights ablaze. Tony Longhurst in the Castrol Falcon. And we're looking at it from our 7 Sports race cam aboard Neil Crompton's Coca-Cola Commodore.
Tony's still getting to grips with this new Falcon, brand new at the beginning of this season, so obviously only the 5th race under its belt here this weekend. Doing a real good job. Feels at home. He's had a few laps around this circuit, being his home test circuit.
Yeah, well, he's very confident as he ducks up the inside, does he? No, Crompton holds him out as they come out of the carousel. You couldn't get much closer than that, Tony. right up behind the Coca-Cola Commodore. Lights ablaze and letting Crompton know in no uncertain fashion he's trying to push his way through. This is the battle for 10th and 11th position.
Tony usually manages to get his message across in these situations, doesn't he?
He'll do it.
Just sticks the nose of the Castrol Falcon up the inside. They're side by side as they come out of Hungry Corner. But Crompton's got the ideal line as they go over the top of the hill. We take race cam again, and boy, this is what Crompton's seeing out of the rearview mirror of Coke number 7.
If he's looking.
So Longhurst tries to bear down on the Holden ahead of him, runs out on the ripple strip there. He tries to get maximum power to the ground for this 250 km/h left-hand sweeper. And you can't see him from this angle, but yes you can. Alan Grice is tucked right in on the tail of Tony Longhurst. Longhurst and the Winfield team running some new development Yokohama tyres this weekend, and they're very coy about telling exactly what. Now look how close Longhurst is there.
He hasn't hit him. He hasn't put a scratch on him. This is real professional driving. And
Crompton's doing very well under pressure here.
He is. Sporting driving on Tony's part.
Well, Neil knows, like if he's holding this sort of pace at the moment, he's on a very hard set of UK-built tyres. He's very confident they'll last the distance. So if he can maintain this pace, Mark Larkham in trouble there on the Mitre 10 Falcon.
Doesn't look as if he's hit anything. He's going to try and bring her back on without ripping the spoiler off. He seems to be okay.
It's been a baptism of fire for this team, but keeping it straight and back on the island is the main thing. This great battle here, though, out of the back of Crompton's car, looking at Tony Longhurst, 10th and 11th position as they come across the start-finish line once again. But Payday, he's up the front of the grid, and here's the man who's leading it, John Bowe, car 18. The man leading the Australian Touring Car Championship. Well, he opened the series with blinding performances both at Sandown and at Simmons Plains. Deserves to be at the head of the championship, and actually today is a pivotal round, because if he takes the points here again today, the rest are going to have their work cut out the rest of the season trying to reel him in. They've really got to get some points on him today. As Mark Scaife proved that in the 94 championship, and Seaton the year before him. Once you get that big start, and you can just go through the championship and try and defend that cushion, and that's what John Bowe's staring down. He's more in trouble here. John Trimble, the Daily Planet car's gone round and is facing the oncoming traffic. He got a nice sign from the other driver there as he took off. I'm okay. I didn't even see who was in the other car.